Now I'm Palisa Tembe, and let's celebrate our mothers in style. Now, where do we get started for our very first recipe?
Okay, so for the Mielie bread, you are going to fry some bacon for us. Only the chopped up ones. The other ones we're going to keep whole and put on top. And then you could please chop the coriander for me and chili. And then I'm going to start mixing the ingredients for the batter. So first we've got the flour, and then the pepper. We've got salt and baking powder. And then we just mix it all together.
Now, Tumi, essentially, what makes this recipe so special? You know, a lot of children and young ones out there, they love to bless mom with a breakfast in bed on Mother's Day. Is this sticking to the same theme?
It definitely is, Palisa. And for me, one of the few things that speaks volumes when it comes to love, it's got to be a beautifully baked, fresh loaf of bread.
Now, something that is classic to South Africans is Mielie. So now we're taking this Mielie bread, but we're elevating it, sprucing it up by adding some cheese and some bacon. Now, this is taking eggs and bacon to a next level.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, you can even, instead of bacon, you can even add like biltong.
Ooh.
Yes, or other herbs. I mean, go wild.
I mean, we're talking about Mother's Day, Esther, and I'd like to perhaps find out if your mom had any influence in your career becoming a foodie.
I think my whole family actually had an influence on me. I mean, we're a very big foodie family. And my mom, she used to cook jam in the house and everything. My dad used to actually cook the dinners more.
Okay.
But they are extremely supportive. So, I mean, they have supported me my entire career. So I think that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Now, I know, Tumi, you're also very close to Umama. At the end of the day, I think that they are such huge inspirations when it comes to the people we turn out to be at the end of the day. Our passion, our drives, and things that we absolutely love. A lot of the time, if you trickle all the way back, it starts with our mothers. So I love the fact, Chair, that you've brought something to the rescue that we can just spoil her with.
Yes.
Heartwarming stuff. So what have you added to your bowl?
Okay, so I have added the Mielies. I'm just going to mix that through. And then I'm going to add the chili and coriander. And then after you've fried the bacon, we're going to add that too.
Brilliant.
Yes. And then after that, we're going to add this mix, which I made. It's buttermilk and eggs. And then you can also even use yogurt or even almasi instead of buttermilk. Whatever you have in the fridge.
Beautiful. And it is getting a little chilly, it is getting a little colder, so I can see myself enjoying this Mielie bread at any time of the day with some tea or a little cool drink, depending if it's hot or cold, I'm here for it. So this is a versatile recipe.
Very versatile. Very versatile, Palisa. Almost as versatile as our mom's palates. Because if there's one thing I can remember is my mom was able to whip up so many amazing dishes with sometimes so little, but also so much in the house, and she would put it together, and you wonder how I became a chef. I actually started realizing that the reason I'm a chef and a foodie is because of what she used to feed me, you know, and because of that, I'm like trying to replicate those flavors, the nostalgia that came with the dishes that she made. But I'm not going to talk too much, Palisa. I need to get my hands busy here. So may I please ask you to pass me the cheese from the fridge there? I need to get started with the grating there. I've just passed you the...
Just don't touch your eyes, now. It's that chili.
Maybe Yo, Tumi, you came with a wide range. Wait. You came with a huge range of cheeses. We've got the Tussers, the Clover Tussers cheese. We've got the Gouda cheese as well. There's a few more cheeses in there. Do you want me to pop that in? Or
Bring it all in.
Okay.
There's never too much cheese.
All of it if once, no?
Okay.
That's the one thing I love about cheese, is that you can never go wrong. Whether you're putting it in an omelette, whether you're putting it in bread, it always just takes your dish to the next level.
I see why Tumi had me go back for some more, because you got the big guns here. For me, cheddar goes with almost anything in any dish. Oh, thank you so much, Esther. it is so good to go. So here we see us playing with different cheeses within this recipe.
Basically, Palisa, that's another thing. We're adding a whole other dimension of flavors, because some of the cheeses tend to be a little on the sweeter side, some of them a little on the tart side. So all those flavors together with the bacon and the chili, just amazing.
And that's the thing with cheese. I mean, it adds so much more flavor.
So I'm just grating up your cheese for you.
Tumi, can you please pass me just a wooden spoon here? I just want to mix up this bacon, make sure that it's cooked on every and all sides. Delicious. I love bacon. Bacon is also super versatile, but also what I love about bacon, it contains its very own fats, it contains its own salts, so it is so easy to kind of flavor and play with bacon flavors here.
And what's nice with the bacon as well, you don't have to use that exact amount. I mean, we only want the flavor, So if you have, say you're cooking pasta and you are using bacon, you can even keep 2 strips aside and then chop that and use it in the bread.
Well,
so you don't
speaking about your 2 slices, I remembered Esther said, do not chop up all of your little
make it look
bacon.
pretty.
Make it look pretty. So I want to add those bacon strips on the top of our loaf.
Yes.
Okay, as soon as it needs to get into the oven. But these are pretty done,
Yeah.
I think I can give this to you.
You can take that off.
Yeah, because that's actually what I wanted to ask, Esther, because now we're frying up that bacon. Would you still want to fry it up how you'd normally eat it? Because some people like their bacon very crispy. I'm not one of them. I prefer it like this way.
Yeah.
So would you want to, because it's still going to get baked in the bread?
I think for the bread, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, cook it as however you want to. Me personally, I like cooking bacon in the oven. On a wire rack, so all the fat kind of drips off, and then you can use that bacon, chop it up, and put it in. But then also you can use the fat, for instance, to grease your tin, so there's more flavour.
Because there's something very important. Before we started, Esther was like, hold up, I need to make sure that my baking tray is well oiled so that nothing sticks around the edges, so that when it's time to lift that loaf, it lifts perfectly and effortlessly every single time. So I love the fact and the little trick that you're using here to say that bacon fat at the end of the day, we also see it here in our greased pan, that we can just use that around the edges and
you can even keep that in a jar or something, and when you cook, add a bit of it. It's like more flavour for whatever you're cooking at the moment.
Nothing goes to waste. Nothing.
Definitely, Bali.
I don't like wasting.
We're also elevating a different type of offcut with our viewers later on. Are you excited for that?
I am.
I know. We're talking about lamb livers. I mean, when I first heard about this recipe, I was like, girl, lamb liver, crumbed lamb liver, schnitzel sounds amazing, sounds out of this world. But that's what this recipe is all about. And that's what our masterclass cook-along, Stumi, is what it's all about. You're taking our time and breaking down each and every recipe for the greater good of our viewers. How did you get your start in cooking?
It was never a task. It was always, our family used to cook together. We still do, actually. My brother cooks as well, my dad cooks, my mom cooks. And we've always been in the kitchen together, and that was our family time. Then I started studying at the private hotel school, and I did hospitality management. And then I thought, you know, I don't really want to do that anymore. I do love cooking, but I also love writing. So I think it's combining the two. So cooking and writing. And then
girl, I see you starting up your very own food blogging, where you're in front of the camera, behind the camera, writing down different things, writing down different recipes. Because that's what it's all about. I mean, seeing you mix up this recipe already in almost no time is absolute excellence to me. I mean, in my eyes, this is iconic. You've already added in now your wet ingredients to your dry ingredients. I saw you creating a well. And then after you created your well, you just incorporated all those recipes in and now into the pan.
Yeah, that helps with it not being too lumpy, because if you put the liquid in the middle, then it's easier to mix and it doesn't slosh all over the place.
And then into the oven it goes. How long and what's the temperature?
It is for 50 to 60 minutes and then at 180.
Brilliant.
And some more cheese. Yeah.
Shout out to our clover cheese. There into the pan it goes. And it comes out looking as delicious as that.
Simple, easy, Palisa. In less than 20 minutes, we've got a deliciously tasty, well, excluding the baking part, a deliciously tasty loaf of bread.
I love that. So before I give South Africa what our social media question is, would you like to let us know what's up? What are we going to be cooking after these?
Oh, after these, we are doing the baby marrow fritters with poached egg.
Delicious. All of these details will be on our Afternoon Express website.